Hi, welcome to Reading with Bruce. I'm Bruce Dillon, and I'm trying to help you learn to read if you have problems with that. This is lesson 5. If you've been following the last 4 lessons, and by now you should be starting to see some differences in your ability, especially if you've been doing our exercises that we do each week. If you've been doing the crawling backward every day, you've been doing it for a month now, and you should be seeing some subtle differences perhaps in your ability to decode words. This would be our Christmas show. It's December 17th today, and this episode will run next Tuesday. So we're going to have a few Christmas-related things today. Nothing extraordinary, but today also we're broadcasting from room 204 at Elkins Middle School, and I want to thank Mr. Carr, of course, and Dee Roth, who teaches in this room ordinarily. Also want to thank the Randolph County Board of Ed for making this space available. And of course, I have to thank my pal Jerry Gibson on the other side of the camera there, along with his able assistant Kevin. My wife Jane is here manning the Elmo and the technology. So as usual, we're going to start with a song. Before we get to the song, I do want to tell you too, this is the end of the first book. That's 5 lessons, the first 5 of the Caldwell lessons. And today we're also going to try to answer the classic question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So that's your little Christmas present today. That'll be coming later in the show. So Jerry, if you want to go ahead and swing over to the words, I'll start today's song. Today's song is a little puzzle. It's one that you've heard many, many times, but usually you don't hear the beginning of the song, and there it is right up there. I'm going to play the beginning, and then when Jane moves the page down, you'll know what it is right away. But lots of times this part of the song is not done. I don't know why. It's pretty nice. The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, L.A. But it's December the 24th, and I am longing to be up north. So maybe you've guessed it, but here's the line. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. So that's our song for the week. I don't know if you guessed what it was before we got to the chorus, but if you did, good for you. Now we're going to put up the page that has all the units and instant words on it. If you could put that one on, please. Thank you. Okay, that's it. And maybe pull it down some. Thank you. So take a look. If you know the first 300 instant words, if you know your Caldwell units, there's very little of this song that you can't figure out. Right. Now, notice today I have 1, 2, or 3 underlines. This has 3 words underlined, or 3 underlines under it. That means that it's from the third 300 of the words. Okay? Christmas has an ist in it. Words is from the first 100, as is and. Music's from the third set of 100 words. By is from the first. Ing is one of our units, as you already know. And there's in Berlin, Irving Berlin. So if you just glance across, I'm not going to go through it word for word, but look at how much of it is doable or readable if you know the first 300 instant words and you know the Caldwell units. Yeah, if you would slide that up a little bit more, please. Almost every word, there's some way for you to figure it out. Now, you'd have to be able to figure out dream and dreaming. Okay? Sleigh is a word that might be a little hard because it looks like sligga or something like that, or sleege, but that's sleigh. You could probably figure out, listen to hear, well, what kind of bells you can hear at Christmas time? Sleigh bells. So you can get that from the context. But there it is, White Christmas. And copies of this will be at the library. I won't give you a copy that's marked up like that. It'll be a clean copy for you to practice reading. And that's the idea of the music, for you to practice over and over again on your own at home to get the fluency. Okay? So we can go ahead and take that off. And it's time to do our physical exercises, which I hope you've been doing every day at home. And once again, I'm going to have to turn my back to the camera. And we'll start with our lazy eights. Okay? We can go ahead and cover that light maybe. Oh, that's up there. Never, I'll just do it in the light. That's okay. Is it clean on the picture? Yeah. All right, so left hand out, circle to the left or counterclockwise, back to the middle, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right, counterclockwise, clockwise, switch arms. Remember, you should be doing these every day, each one for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? That's 3 times both hands together, smooth, easy motion. And 2. I'm just doing it 3 times just to make sure you have the idea. And we'll stop there in the middle. Always come back to the middle there. Now Jane's going to put up on the Elmo, this is another Christmas present, yeah, right there in your left, the sheet with the plain sheet under it, just the one. There you go. Okay, you're probably going to have to back off on the thing here to get them all on. Yeah. This is all 44, if you can raise it up a little bit. Perfect. This is all 44 of the Caldwell units. Instead of doing a song, I'm just going to run through them while we do our cross crawl. So here's our cross crawl again. We're doing opposite hand and knee. Okay, now Jerry, I'm going to back out of the picture. If you can go ahead and just put on the screen that, because they know how to do this. All right. So I'm going to go down the columns. You see, most every one is based on a vowel, and I have them in alphabetical order. So the first column over here, Jane, if you'll follow along, here we go. Able, ack, ale, ain, ache, and, art, ation, a. Then down below we have 2 that start with C, can and sent. Next column. Ed, e, l, n, end, ent, s, est. Ik, ite, ike. Il, im, ing. Ip, ish, ist. The O's I do in sets of 5. O, och, oi, old, oo. Or, ound, ow, oi. And here's 2 strange ones. Shun and shun. Last 2, and And let's take a break. That's all 44. This is the Caldwell program in a nutshell. I don't think I have this one at the library yet, but I'll take it down there this week for anybody who wants to pick up the materials. Materials for lessons 1 to 4 are already there, and lessons 5 and 6 will be there by Monday of this coming week, before the 5th show goes on. Okay? All right, so enough of our exercises. If we can swing over here, Jerry, we're going to review our units and look at our new ones. Okay, whoops. All right, lesson 1, we had the sound of M and R, m, We had ale, and A were our units, and our sight words were is and the. Lesson 2, we had the sound of S, which is S. Then we had a little blend, SM, which is like sm, like small or smile. Ake and ing were the units. In and with were our sight words. Lesson 3, we had W, which is wha, like what do you want? SW was a blend. He blends the S and the W here. Swa, how sweet it is. Ent and ound were our units. Into, of, and to were our 3 sight words for that one. Lesson 4, last week, buh. He blended the B with the R up here for bruh. We had end and ick for the units. On and from were our sight words. Our new units today, lesson 5, P or pa. It's kind of an explosive sound coming out of your mouth, pa. He blends the P with the R for pruh, the S with the P for spuh, like speak, and then he blends 3 letters, S, P, R, for spruh, like say it, don't spray it, like the kids say to each other at school all the time. New units today, ain and est. Ain like in pain, or the main, or use your brain. Okay? Est like in take the test, don't be a pest, do your best. Our sight words today are both feminine, she, and girl. One of the most frequent mistakes I saw kids making when I was teaching was they would flip-flop the I and the R. They would spell G-R-I-L for grill instead of girl. A girl is not a grill and vice versa. And if you get the the I comes first. All right, so that's our new units for today. We're going to move over to the book now, lesson 5. And if Jane will read the text, I'll do the questions. What the title is, next other page is the title page. There we go. You can go ahead and read.
The ring maker from the west.
Okay. And so here's our ing, here's an ake, and here's an est. Okay, and there's a picture of somebody up there. Ping the ring maker. You need to move it up a little higher, please. All right, up a little more. That's good. Okay.
Ping is the girl from the west. She makes rings from springs.
Question 1. Ping makes springs. It said she makes rings, so that would be a no. What does Ping make? Again, second sentence, she makes rings. There's our picture. There's Ray. Ray the mailman. He's back.
Ray is the mailman. Ray brings the springs to Ping in the mail.
How does Ping get the springs she uses? Second sentence. Ray brings the springs. Little box, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, it says, to Ray.
Ping makes Ray the best ring. She sends the ring to Ray in the mail.
Question 4. Ping makes Ray the bent ring. Now here what they're trying to make sure is you can tell the difference between ent and est. One letter different, totally different meaning. So she doesn't make him a bent ring, she makes him the best ring. So that's a no again. How did Ray get the ring Ping made him? Second sentence. She sends the ring to Ray in the mail. New character, a dog.
Bick is the pest. Bick bounds to Ray. Ray ran from Bick.
Question 6. Is Ray afraid of Bick? Now this is an inference question. We have to figure it out. If Ray's running from Bick, what's our guess? We infer that he is afraid of Bick, so it would be a yes. Bick doesn't look that fierce to me, but... Okay, here we have the dog stopping with a screech. Ray's hitting the swing set with a kerwham. And those are a special kind of word where the word makes a sound that's called onomatopoeia. But here's our text.
Ray went sailing into the swings. The ring went sailing on the railway. Ray is in pain.
7. Did Ray get hurt when he went sailing into the swings? Well, it says Ray is in pain, so we're guessing he got hurt.
Bick the pest bounds to Ray with the best ring. The ring is bent. Ray says Bick is the pest.
Did the ring get hurt? And hurt is in quotation marks here, meaning did it get damaged? Yeah, it says here the ring is bent. Do you think Bick is a pest? That's an opinion question. So far, he seems like he's a pest to Ray. Let's see what Bick's going to do. He's got a brick in his mouth.
Bick bounds to the rails. Bick brings the brick from the rails to Ray.
Why do you think Bick is going to take the brick to Ray? Well, I don't know. Let's read further and find out. Maybe he wants Ray to use it for something. Can we pull onto the picture just for a sec? There we go. Ray's using the brick. Bam, bam, bam. He's pounding the ring. Okay, let's see.
Ray pounds the ring with the brick.
Do you think Ray can fix the ring with the brick? Well, I don't think I could, but maybe Ray can. Let's find out. Ray looks pretty happy. Bick looks pretty happy.
Ray makes the ring round. Ray says, Ping makes the best rings. Ray says, is Bick the best pest?
Does Ray like his ring? I think he does now. He's smiling. He says she makes the best rings. How do you know? Because he's smiling and he's happy. Does Ray like Ping? Probably. He says she makes the best rings. How do you know? Again, he said that. She makes the best rings. If you would turn the page, I think there's some extra words there. Yeah, right there at the top. These are more words that you can now figure out just from the units we've done. Brain, main, pail, pan, pay, pick, pray, rain, rest, and span. Spend, spent, spray, and west. We're using the sp and the spr, okay, and the pr, those blends with some of our units. All right? These words to try are words that we have to know another extra letter or two, so we're going to skip them for now if you go ahead and close up the book. Okay? Now we're ready for lesson 5. Jane's going to call out the questions, and I'm going to put the answers over here, but I will delay a little bit to give you a chance to answer at home. You should have your pencil and a paper, and if you number it 1 to 20, you'll be all set to go. Or you can number as we go along. The questions are very short. So, lesson 5, practice. I turned my cell phone off. No. Actually, you don't need to have anything on the screen if you just call out the questions. Jerry's got me on camera.
Spell rain.
Rain. Well, what's our new units? Ain and est. I'm going to put them over here to help myself out. Ain and est. We want rain, so we have the and the ain sound. Rain.
Add 2 letters to spell sprain.
So I've got rain, and I want to get sprain. And I need a s and a p sound, so s, p, rain, sprain.
Subtract 1 letter to spell Spain.
Well, there's sp, rain. If I listen closely to Spain, it doesn't have an R sound in it. So I'm going to drop the R, and I have S-P-A-I-N, but I need to fix something there because Spain's a country, and it's capitalized. Spain, there you go.
Spell pest.
Pest, we saw all through the story, it's just P with the S unit.
Change a letter to spell best.
Well, I think I'm going to flip my P upside down and make a B sound to get best.
Change a letter to spell rest.
Rest. Well, again, we want the S unit, and now we want the sound, rest.
Spell spending.
Now that sounds like I'm using some of my old units here. I hear end, and I hear ing, and I hear spa right there, so I got to put it all together. Spa, end, ing. Now notice we're up to longer words now. We have 3, 6, 8 letters there. It's an 8-letter word, which, you know, for only lesson 5, that's not bad.
Spell spaying.
Spaying. Again, we have spa. We're going to look back. Which of my units was A? Right there. A-Y. Spaying. And I got the ing at the end again. Spaying is what we tell pet owners to have done all the time for their animals to help with the overpopulation problem of pets in Randolph County. Number 9.
Spell she.
She. That's one of our sight words. S-H-E.
Spell girl.
Our other sight word, remember it's G-I, not G-R. Girl is not a grill. Number 11.
Write the letter of the last sound in west.
Last sound, west. T.
Write the letter of the last sound in pound.
Pound. D.
Write the letter of the first sound in pray.
Pray. P.
Write the letter of the first sound in spraining.
Spraining. S. Got to be an S.
Write the letter of the middle sound in swing.
Swing. Middle sound. S, w, I, n, g. 5 sounds. S, w, I, n, g. The middle sound was a short I. That was probably a hard one.
Write a word that rhymes with sprain.
With what?
Sprain.
Sprain. I want to look at my ain words. I'm going to pick the shortest one. Rain.
Write a word that rhymes with rest.
Again, I'm looking at my est words. I'll go with pest.
Write a word that rhymes with praying.
Praying. I have ain words, est words, and I have spending and spaying. Spaying sounds a lot like praying.
Write the letter of the second sound in bringing.
Second sound, bringing. B, bringing. B, has to be an R.
Write a 2-syllable word from lesson 5.
Okay, here we go. Rain, sprain, Spain, pest, best, rest, spending, spaying. I'll just go with the first one. Spending. 2 syllables. And if Jane would go ahead and put up, you can put on the Elmo there now, reading tip number 5. It's on the bottom of the page that you just read to me. The quiz. There. Reading tip number 5. Yeah, we need to make it, if we can make it bigger, Jerry.
Yeah.
There we go.
Reading tip number 5. 10,000 words a day. That might sound like a lot of reading, but it really isn't. Even 1,000 words a day will help you improve, so why not go for 10 times that much improvement?
Now, that might seem like a lot right now, but as you continue with your reading practice, I mean, right now, if you're practicing the first 5 lessons, you're getting probably at least 1,000 words a day. If you do all the songs and all the lessons. So, do that 10 times, you got 10,000 roughly. But don't wear yourself out either. Just read till you start feeling uncomfortable and take a break. Okay? All right, let's do our unit search. If we could put up the page that right there on your left has the, oh wait, is it instant words? I'm sorry. Yeah, instant words. We've done the first 50, so we're going to go through them rather rapidly. Okay? And I'll wait for Jerry to kind of zero in here. All right, so we've got the, of, and, a, to, in, is, you, that, it, he, was, for, on, are, as, with, his, they, I, at, be, this, have, and from. Back up again. Second 25, or, one, had, by, word, but, not, what, all were, we, when, your, can, said, their, use, or use, and each, which, she, do, how, there, and if. Now, we've done them many times, and I hope you've been doing them many, many times at home. And here we're going to review the third: will, up, other, about, out, many, then, them, these, so, some, her, would, make, like, him, into, time, has, look, two, more, right, go, and see. Let me just check something for a second there, Jerry. You can leave it on that list. Yeah, this is the first time I guess we've done those 25, so we'll leave it at that. But pretty soon we're going to also hit the last 25. Again, this list is at the Elkins Randolph Library. If you want to get a copy for yourself and just practice on your own, that's just great. Okay? So the instant words. If we'll go ahead now and put up the single page, and I'll get a marker. Okay. Now here's the lesson that's at the library. It's a single page for you to practice on your own. It has everything that Jane read from the book, but it's all on one page. So again, if you want to take some time, if we could make it a little larger there, maybe just the top paragraph, Jerry. Zoom in on it so we can see some of those units. There we go. Okay. So we got ping. has an ing. Is the girl, those are all sight words. From, the, all sight words. Here's est. She is a sight word. There's ake, ing. From is a sight word. There's ing again, ake, ing, so forth. Now the questions sometimes have other words that we haven't had yet, like what and does. But there's an ake, okay, and an a, and an ale, and an and so forth. And that's something you can do on your own, you know, just looking for those units. Remember, when you see one, say the unit, don't spell it. Spelling isn't going to help you learn the sound of the unit, okay. Here's an ound down here. I don't know if that's on the camera or not, but you can just go through the whole thing. It just gets the units into your head better than anything I can think of. If you want to do it with a highlighter, I know my kids at school always like to use highlighters rather than circling them. That's up to you. I've read where highlighting stuff does make it easier to remember. Okay. Now let me move over to this board, Jerry. We'll do a little bit of make a word. And let's just take our two new units, ain and est. And if we go through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, gain. H, I, J, K, L, lane, M, and so forth. And that's, again, something you can practice on your own at home, just making up words. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, jest is a word. K, L, lest is a word. M, no, mest is spelled differently. N, nest is a word. Also, you can combine these letters now with your old units and these consonant blends with your old units. You can get hundreds of words probably at this point, even just with just the first 5 lessons. Okay? Now I'm going to go back over to the other board, and if Jane's got the song up, we're going to do a little bit of practice writing. All right, and I have some special Christmas music for that. I don't know if it's going to come through or not, but I'm just going to do a line or two. Can we make it a little bit bigger on the Elmo here? Okay, if you could slide it down to just the first line. There we go. I'm going to do some Palmer method. You can write or print at home. I don't know if that came through or not. Did it? Yeah, that's my tie. I'll play another verse. That's my Christmas tie. Okay, so there's your second Christmas song of the day. So again, this is the kind of stuff you can practice at home on your own time and just have fun with. All right? So now we're going to answer the question. We're going to try to answer the question that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. And if you want to go ahead and put that up, put it on the Elmo for them so they can see it too. This is from a book by Marilyn Vos Savant, who is listed as the world's highest IQ person. Her IQ is in the 200s, and she had a book called Ask Marilyn where she answered all these questions. And if we can move that up a little, then everybody can see it. It's called Classic Questions, and Jane's just going to read you this part here and the answer, and then we have something else to tell you about that too. And I'll point to the words.
Dear Marilyn, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Dear reader.
Who wrote it here? I need that
Anonymous.
one. Yeah, that means we don't know. Okay.
Dear reader, I think the egg came first. A chicken is not defined by the kind of egg it lays. A horse is a horse, even if it gives birth to a mule. But an egg is defined by the kind of creature it contains. An egg that contains a robin is a robin egg, no matter who laid it. Therefore, if you believe in evolution, at some point, a creature that was almost a chicken laid an egg that contained a chicken, and as an egg is defined by the kind of creature it contains, the egg came first.
So I thought I was pretty spiffy having that answer because I bought this book many years ago, and I was telling Jane about it, that we were going to answer that question on the show, and then she informed me that just recently on the internet, she came across an article by some British researchers who were trying to answer the same question, but and their answer was the opposite. They say that the chicken came first. I'm not sure which, what you'd have to Google to look that up, but so it's still up in the air. It's a matter for debate, okay? All right, so that about concludes today's show. I'm going to finish off with the song again. I'm just going to do the chorus, and I invite you to sing along at home. So if we put the song back up, thank you. And we will sign off with White Christmas. And I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. So, Merry Christmas and happy reading from all of us at WETV.